When we came, to set up the county government structure, Mandera Town has been faced with severe degradation of the environment in terms of vegetation. And what we saw is serious dust storms preceding even rainy seasons and rains circumnavigating the town as a result of excessive dust storm and lack of proper vegetation within the county.
Sura ya town imekuwa mzuri. Saa ile tumepanda hizi miti hata flood nyewe imekuwa kidogo.
Myself and the entire executive had to sit down and draw a strategy that is not only going to do climate change mitigation, but it's also going to help us in touching lives in terms of the hunger safety net program event that is also sustainable. What we identified as a strategy was to try and bring in identify through selection, touching on all communities, clans and subclans, and identify the most vulnerable in society, and particularly mothers, because their dedication is unparalleled. We started planting trees along the key roads into Mandera Town, that is the roads in town, as well as the roads that are feeding into town, which are three key roads: Mandera Kalalio Road, Mandera Ramu Road, and Mandera Arabia Road. And we gave each mother about 15 to 20 trees, in some cases a little bit more depending on the water infrastructure. We had 4 objectives. One is to do strategic road reserve protection using trees that we are going to plant along the roads. Number 2, we said we are going to use that as climate change mitigation in order to green our municipality. And number 3 is we had the objective of touching on the most vulnerable in society, which is these vulnerable mothers who are destitute, literally, to bring them into some formal employment that will give them some regular income on a monthly basis. Number 4 is beautification of our municipality.
Faida ya miti alikuwa sisi hakuna mtu mmoja ndio anajua. Wakati wanapandisha anaandika kina mama ndio wamefaidika kabisa.
One issue that was that accrued to us as an intended benefit, which we never visualized, is that the mothers started taking ownership of the trees they allocated, and they turned it into, the ownership was so emotional that the kids started getting involved and the husbands started getting involved. And at the point of watering the trees early in the morning and late in the evening, we were able to see young boys of 4 years, 5 years, 3 years carrying small bottles, and they all have identified their trees. What we realized also, we can leverage these efforts and the positivity in the reception of the idea by trying to also go into educational institutions such as Moi Girls Secondary School and Mandera Secondary School, where we donated water boozers and given them seedlings. We started the tree planting with them and encouraged them to each plant trees regularly. Every student who reports must be given a tree or several trees to take care of, and by that way now the landscape of Moi Secondary School and Moi Girls Secondary School as well as Mandera Secondary School has also changed. In the Asals, trees are not planted. We plant and grow trees, and we look after them for 3 years in order to make sure that as the trees mature, we have to look after them for about 3 years before these trees will be able to endure the harsh conditions of the environment. Once the trees grew up and the greening effort has taken shape, the public of Mandera all started looking at trees very differently. Then we started getting demands of, can we get 3 seedlings, and we distributed about 100,000 seedlings to homesteads within Mandera Town, and the landscape and topography of Mandera tremendously changed, particularly Mandera municipality, where now if you compare the aerial view of Mandera municipality in 2013 and you look at the aerial view now, what you're going to see is tremendous changes. My successor, His Excellency Mohammed Al Khalif, who after taking over the government, managed to prioritize the issue of climate change mitigation and greening Mandera at the same level of priority as I have done, and continued with it over the last 2 years, making our municipality of Mandera even greener as we continue. And initially when we started this program, everybody doubted that this was going to be sustainable. Now, having done this for over more than a period of 10 years, it has become extremely apparent that this is not only doable, but it is sustainable, and our municipality has, turned greener every year as we move forward. I just hope and pray that the successors of Governor Mohammed Adan Khalif will also prioritize the issue of greening Mandera at the same level of priority as we've done, in order to make sure that we continue, and we continue greening our centers for posterity, and cascade the program to the sub-counties and to the ward, and move forward.
There's a beautiful green city called Mandera coming up, and we should all come. The days when people came from Mandera and arrived in Nairobi and they said we have come to Kenya are over. We want Kenya to come to Mandera.